Mayor de Blasio declared a state of emergency and banned all traffic in the city when it comes to non-essential traffic. He says that's going to happen at 11 o'clock tonight. If you don't need to be on the street, if you're not emergency personnel, do not be on the streets.
Yeah, there's two reasons that: everyone's safety, number one, and also to make sure that the buses and the rail cars can all get to their proper safety places. Here is Mayor de Blasio updating the status of the city. Let's listen in.
I want to thank all of the sanitation workers for the work they do. You know, I remind you, their work has just begun, and they have a camaraderie and a spirit that is going to be crucial to this city in the next 24 hours, because we're going to depend on them to clear the way so people can be safe, and I want to thank them for the work they do. We're all depending on you, and we know we're in good hands, so thank you very much to all of you. I want to thank, of course, Commissioner Catherine Garcia for her leadership. I want to thank Harry Nespoli, the president of the Uniform Sanitation Men's Association, for his friendship and his leadership. I want to thank Commissioner Esposito, who's been doing a great job all day getting all the agencies on the same page about how we're going to handle the hours ahead and the days ahead. I'm going to keep saying to everyone, take caution, take precautions, be careful. A lot ahead of us. This is literally the calm before the storm. It's about to start in earnest, and when it does, it's going to come in very fast, very hard, and people have to be very, very careful. Stay off the streets, stay off the sidewalks. Again, clarifying that starting at 11 o'clock tonight, only authorized vehicles on the streets. At 11 o'clock, only authorized vehicles. We don't want to see anything but authorized vehicles on the streets after 11. Plan ahead. If you don't have everything you need, go get it now, and then get inside and stay inside. Again, schools will be closed tomorrow. If anybody needs further information on what's happening around the city and how we're responding to it, you can get that at 311 or visit nyc.gov. If you see anything you believe is a life-threatening situation, call 911. And on a human level, look out for your neighbors, look out for the people in your neighborhood, look out for senior citizens, look out for the disabled, look out for the homeless. You don't know if you might be the one to save someone's life because you took the time to check in on them. Please do that for your fellow New Yorker. With that, any questions, we'd be happy to take. Absolutely. I'll start, and Joe Esposito may want to add to this because he's been talking to National Weather Service throughout. This snow is going to come in very fast accumulation. There'll be drifts, there'll be visibility problems, there'll be high winds. We've heard wind speeds that could easily go into the 30s, but could go up 40s, 50s, even 60s. We're not going to be shocked by that at all. That is a dangerous situation. If you're walking out there, you're very exposed. If you slip and fall, it could be a really bad situation. You may not be visible. So people need to assume it's not a night to be out walking around. And I think that's going to be the case for a lot of tomorrow as well. You want to add?
Yeah, we don't want people to get a false sense of security. If you go outside now, you say, gee, it's not too bad. You may think about going for a walk, going to a restaurant, going to a movie. It's going to drastically change 11, 12 o'clock. Now, I mean, the good news is that the bulk of this storm is going to be during the midnight hours when most people are home in bed anyway. But we've got to press the point. It's not what it's going to be like it looks like now. It's going to get a lot worse, and it's going to be dangerous, and it's going to be the midnight hours when most people are home in bed anyway. But we've got to press the point. It's not what it's going to be like it looks like now. It's going to get a lot worse, and it's going to be dangerous, and it's going to be especially dangerous to drive and walk.
Can you characterize how much plowing has happened at this point? Has every road seen a plow at least once?
Commissioner Garcia.
So we have not gotten to every single road, but we've gotten to most of them at this point. But at this point, what I'm telling you is that's not what's going to matter. It's really what's going to happen on the overnight. The folks that are coming on to shift right now are going to face 2 to 4 inches per hour. So even if we've made a pass, you could see another 4 inches within that next hour. That is an incredibly intense snowstorm. So we are really happy at the department that folks will be off the roads. The worst thing that happens for us is that we get stuck behind a car that can't move. So we think that this gives us the best chance of staying in front of this storm all through tonight and through tomorrow, because it will not be done when you wake up in the morning. It's going to keep going. And so the sanitation department will continue to plow all through the night and into tomorrow, and we are going to have to make multiple passes across every street in the city.
I want to emphasize 2 to 4 inches per hour. That's how severe this is going to be. So the commissioner said it very straightforward. Even when they plow, it's going to accumulate right back up. They're going to have to keep coming at it over and over again. That's why cars need to be off the road. That's why even walking around, you're going to see in a course of hours, it's going to be very, very difficult to walk outside. I don't want anyone outside that doesn't need to be absolutely outside. Any employee, safety first. Your life matters the most, and your health and your safety matters the most. So the smart thing is to stay back. Any employer who's treating their employees the wrong way will certainly have something to say about that. This is not a time for employers to be cheapskates. With emergency personnel, obviously a lot of our emergency personnel will have city vehicles. Those who are using their private vehicles to get around, it's very important they have their IDs with them. Because if they are stopped and checked by the police, they'll need to show a city ID or some other kind of authorization. And obviously the vast majority of our people do have those IDs.
Well, at one point earlier today, it was at 3 feet. Now we're at 2 feet. So if that's accurate, we lost 12 inches, which is a good thing. But 2 feet of snow is still substantial. And we're not 100% sure that that's accurate. This is science. It's not an exact science. So 2 feet of snow could be 3 feet. So, again, the winds are still going to be 50 miles an hour gusts. So even if it's 2 feet, it's still going to be Arctic conditions.
And let's be clear, 2 feet of snow would still make it one of the largest snowstorms in the history of this city. And this is a crucial point. We're learning this every single time about weather. It changes, and it changes quickly. So you can hear one report in a few hours. You could have a much different, much worse situation on your hands. Also the bitter cold, also the wind, a lot of factors at once here. Yeah.
New York is a late city. A lot of people get off work late.
Yep.
Subways are going to be off at 11 o'clock. Doormen, bartenders. Any concern about how those folks get off?
Certainly there's concern. But I think the message has now been given for over 24 hours straight. This is not business as usual. So people have to change the way they normally do things. Employers need to take that into account. People need to take into account that they've got to get home earlier at all costs. We know for a lot of our city personnel, a lot of them are going to be staying overnight at their workplaces, knowing that they're going to be needed tomorrow. They're not even going to try and get home, so they don't have to come back in the morning. But for everyday New Yorkers, it's pretty clear. This is not business as usual. Get home. Employers, be flexible, because we got to get people to safety. We got two. Hold on. Go ahead.
Tomorrow, when you expect people to be able to use the subway and go out?
Again, with everything, I appreciate the question, but we're not going to do hypotheticals on something this serious. Safety is the central concern. So in terms of the ban on non-essential travel, in terms of what the MTA will do in terms of subways, all that will be determined as we see the storm progress. What Commissioner Garcia said, imagine 2 to 4 inches per hour for multiple hours. That's going to have a very, very damaging effect. So we're not going to lift the ban on non-essential travel until we're sure that the way is clear. I don't have anything set in Spanish right now. I apologize, but we will for the next briefing. Last call. Thank you, everyone.
I'm sorry, the governor said that his ban would amount to a $300 fine for people. Have you guys even thought of that? Like, what happens if somebody gets stopped out on the street?
You heard, for those of you who were here earlier, Chief O'Neill, the Chief of Department NYPD, made clear that officers will use their discretion in each case, whether they need to issue a summons or whether in some cases they even need to undertake an arrest. We hope that will be unnecessary because we're making this so clear to people. If you do not have essential business, if you're not part of addressing this emergency, you should not be on the roads to begin with. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so Mayor Bloomberg, pardon me, that's Mayor de Blasio, wrapping up a news conference there, basically laying it out for us one more time. 11 o'clock tonight, it amounts to a travel curfew. Everyone off the roads unless you're an emergency vehicle, essential personnel. Governor Cuomo taking it a couple steps further, saying you will be fined. You'll get a $300 ticket if you're caught in the 13 counties downstate where this snow emergency is taking effect. And they really emphasize the 2 to 4 inches per hour and how difficult that's going to be to clear up the snow going forward tonight.
And don't have a false sense of security right now, because we're not even in the brunt of this yet. That's still to come.